Next step we're going to do is really get into your story. And again, this is probably the most critical aspect to this entire opportunity meeting is conveying your story as an insurance agent. So let me explain to you what I mean. So one of my things in my agency, if we think about my content here for a minute, because it's a perfect explanation for it. I have a story that I share often, probably not often enough. And it's a story of success. Well, it's actually a story of failure, then success, then failure, then success. So and what I mean by that, in case you don't know, is I failed out of my first business. Not dramatically, but it just kind of died off a slow death, my personal training business. And I stumbled across selling life insurance, specifically final expense. Got started, had success, super excited. A year later, I failed out. I did things wrong. I didn't listen to what the system teaches you. I decided to do things my own way. And for that, I got the ultimate punishment, which is realizing I was a failure again and having to get a job working for somebody else. And at that low point, I decided to change my mindset and do what I was supposed to do, which is follow the system. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. And ever since then, I've had success in the business. And that story is excellent because even though it sucked to fail, boy, there's a lot of people out there who watch my content who I can really connect with, that understand, that have gone through similar things, but can also appreciate Dave Duford. Wow, he knows what it's like to struggle. He's not some guy who's a stud who came in writing $40,000 a year or $40,000 a month. He doesn't have the basis of just success. He also understands what it's like to fail. And I think, even though that's not good personally, right, to fail, I guess it's all in how you look at it, right? I have the mindset of a successful person, but I also have the experience of someone who's struggled. And my value proposition to my agents is that I've been exactly where they may end up being at times, which we all do, which is struggling, doubting ourselves, having frustration. I have the experience and the wisdom to know what works in this business and to make sure you continue to do what works in this business. I say all this because that's my story I try to convey as often as possible, a real world story. Nothing I've said is made up. It is completely 100% true. Like I tell people, I remember when I had $97 in my bank account and I had to admit to my wife that I screwed up and I didn't know what was going to happen and how painful that was. And so this stuff is real, and this stuff is like magic in the sense that people want authenticity, people want a real person, and if you can convey your story, whatever that is, it will make a tremendous impact on your ability to recruit agents, the best agents, and the kind that really mesh well with you. So I say all this, again, because you need to think long and hard about your story. The great thing is that there's no wrong way to do this, okay? Everybody has a story, okay? Whether that's, and it doesn't have to be like, I'm the best agent in the world. And I think that's actually a negative. I think my story is better for recruiting agents because because I want to be more realistic, because I know what it's like, the realities of this business. Whereas somebody who's always been a stud, it's like, well, you kind of doubt that because, it's like, really? And then can this person help me? Do they know what it's like? So that's what's going through my mind. But regardless, you have a story, you have to figure it out. And no matter what it is, it will accomplish the same thing in a different way that I've been able to do when I recruit agents and when I tell my story on YouTube. So how do you figure out your story? How to create your story? Well, you really have to go back and describe your story as an insurance agent or agency. So you got to do things like, how did you get into the business? Why did you get into business? Did you have great success? Did you struggle? Did you jump around between different products? Did you jump around between different markets? Why are you here today? And what have you learned from this experience? Again, dude, this is wide open. It could be anything. It doesn't matter, because telling a human story ultimately is about the connection you make with your audience, okay? This is what these people want. They want human, real connection, because that's going to build a celebrity status and the authority too. and people feel like, wow, I'm working for something that's real, not just some, corporate idea or concept that just feels fake. So it's really hard to describe this because it's going to be unique between each person. Again, you want to think of how you came into this business, what your ups and downs were, your successes, your failures. There's some kind of story that you have. Again, how did you get to where you were? Or how did you get to where you are now? What process and path did you take to get there? Be as honest and as forthright as possible in telling this unique story of yours. Again, it's not so much what it is as how you explain it and how sincerely you do so. That's what really matters with this. Okay, your story sells yourself and the opportunity. Again, just like we sell insurance, people don't buy the company, they buy you. Your prospects buy you, guys, okay? They care about the company, but they really care about the person who is their representative. That's how we all are hardwired to think. Vast majority of us people aren't sold on the brand. The brand is you. And it's the same thing in recruiting agents. You have to sell yourself. You have to sell who you are, and you have to deliver a story in a way that's going to make a connection so people are convinced that you're an authority and somebody who knows what they're talking about. And again, sincerity is critical. I'm sure you got that by now. Are you an insurance agent who is interested in building your own agency? If that's the case, then beware. There are so many opportunities, quote, opportunities, out there for agents to level up their game and build their agency that put all sorts of contingencies and stopgap measures to prevent you from actually owning your agency and maximizing your commission. I put together a new program for those agents who are interested in creating their own agency. It doesn't matter what product you sell, but to give you the knowledge and the pathway to own the entire process of growing your agency and scaling it and making sure that no one, not a single company, person, or upline owns you, where you own the thing outright and you build your agency in your vision only. This program is something you can learn more about very easily if you go to davidduford.com, click at the top that says Join Dave's Agency. You'll see a part there where it says Agency Builder Program or something like that. Check that out, review it, and then feel free to get back with me if it's something that's interesting to you and useful, especially if you're looking to grow an agency and understand the importance of building an independent way that has no entangling alliances with anyone except the vision that you have. So thanks for watching and hope to hear from you soon. See you. Bye.